Hey everyone, this is Scott from Forgot to Grow Up. Welcome to our Hobbs and Shaw movie review. I just got back from seeing the first Fast and the Furious sidequel sequel, or spin-off, and I'm going to be sharing my general spoiler-free thoughts. In this movie, we see Hobbs and Shaw have forced to team up in order to stop this virus from being spread by Idris Elba, who wants to wipe out a chunk of humanity and then force everyone else to use technology to advance human evolution, yada yada. It's a Fast and the Furious movie. I said it. This is definitely a Fast and the Furious movie. Though it's a little bit more on the fighting and action side, a little bit less with, focus around cars. There are still some cool car chases and still some cool car stuff, but this definitely had a little bit more focus on the action and the fighting and stuff, which makes sense. You got The Rock, you got Jason Statham. You want to see them punch and hit stuff, so it made sense, and I was happy with what they did. I like the fact that this Hobbs and Shaw felt like both a Fast and the Furious movie, but also felt like a little different. Did feel like a slight spin-off from the main franchise. So I like that, but it also felt like it still fit in this crazy world. This world that's maybe even connects to some other movie universe that applies in this movie at one point. I'm not going to spoil it after that. But there's a little hint, a little nod in this movie to another movie in particular that one of the actors appeared in. So that was a fun little nod. But yeah, overall, I thought that it was okay. To me, this wasn't any better or worse than any other Fast and the Furious movie. I liked it. I liked it probably just as much as I liked all the ones with Jason Statham and The Rock in them so far. So I really enjoyed that we got this focus between these two characters. I really enjoyed them from the main franchise, and I just thought it was entertaining and fun. Like I said, it's nothing, that's not. You know what the plot is, to be honest. Like, if you've seen the trailer, you already know what the plot is. This is about going to see a bunch of action, to see The Rock throw some people around, and to see Jason Statham punch some people, and to see a couple of cool car chases and a bunch of action set pieces. So, and it definitely delivered on those parts. It even delivered on a little bit of character development. We got a little growth in these characters as they learn to, get along and whatnot, as they, have to try to work together in order to save the world. And as The Rock puts for like the fourth time on his part. But yeah, I really enjoyed the dynamic between The Rock and Jason Statham that continued on from the Fast franchise, them being this kind of bickering married couple in a sense who just are butting heads on everything. They can never agree on anything, and I just thought that was fun and entertaining. This movie's definitely maybe a little bit funnier than most of the Fast franchise because it's got these two, and they're just there's at some points that they're just throwing insults back and forth at one another. We've seen some of those in the trailers already, but they had some additional ones which were fun. Speaking of fun things, we also got a couple fun cameos in this one, but they're not what you're expecting. Yeah, I don't want to spoil anything, but it's not what you'd think they bring in for a cameo for this. Meaning, it's a Fast and the Furious spin-off or sidequel or whatever you want to call it. So there's certain cameos you'd maybe expect, but we get some fun surprise cameos, so I really enjoyed those. But yeah, overall, I would just describe this movie as fun for the most part. There was a little bit of slow parts. A couple parts were kind of, I don't want to say dragged, but definitely I felt it slow down. The kids behind me in the theater definitely felt it slow down. I felt they got a little bored about an hour and a half in, but that's a whole other video where I talk about kids and their attention spans, but we'll get to that later. But yeah, overall, like I said, I thought the action scenes were nice and fast-paced and well-paced, but there were a couple scenes where, we get a little exposition, we get a little bit more character growth, which I thought was kind of fun. Well, not fun, but well done. I don't know why I keep using fun, but that's the way I feel about this movie. It was just a fun time. It was a fun a little over 2 hours to watch, just because we're seeing The Rock and Jason Statham in this Fast. It's exactly what you expect from it. We also get Idris Elba, who I thought did a great job as the villain. He knows exactly what movie he's in and what franchise he is in. He's very evil. He's very, very kind of camp, but he's also really great at it. I thought it was really great. The action that he was involved in being, super powered in this one by all these technical. They don't really go into it, but he's got a bunch of robotic enhancements. We do see that he's got some kind of heads-up display in his eyes, but he was still fun. I thought he just did a really, really great job, and I thought it was, like I said, he knew what kind of movie he was in, and he did a great job just making you believe that he was this, sinister villain who had these superpowers that were given to him by technology. And then there's a connection between him and one of the main characters too, which we dive a little bit more into in this movie as well, which I just add a little bit more to it. So which again, those are the parts that dragged where we're exploring it, but it's also because I go into expecting just all this action, and so you get a little character development, which I thought was good, but it did slow it down the movie just a couple times, I thought. But yeah, overall, I thought this was, it was just another good, or probably on the better side of the Fast and the Furious franchise, at least for me, but that's because it features two of my favorite characters from the Fast franchise, and they're doing a lot more than just, stealing or racing cars, which I guess Fast and Furious hasn't been about for quite a while, but still, I thought this was all right. It fit right into the Fast and Furious franchise. Would I recommend this? I think I'd recommend it to those who are still interested in going to see the movie after seeing some of the trailers. If you haven't seen the trailer, you might still enjoy seeing this movie even more than most people, because I knew the whole story going in. If you saw the 3-minute trailer, you knew pretty much all the plot points that were going to be hitting in this movie, but it was still fun to see some of the action set pieces that were kind of held back and see a lot of the ones that we just saw glimpses of play out. So I would recommend this to those who are still interested, or that the trailer did interest them and that they were just wanting to go see an action movie. Those people who are just fans of a fun action film, people who are a fan of The Rock and Jason Statham individually or together. This is a fun movie for both of them. They both get they're both the stars of the film, so obviously they get a lot of screen time, but they get a lot of both time together and a little bit of individual time that we get to see their characters. So if you're a fan of The Rock or action films or Jason Statham, you probably enjoy going to see this movie. I did mention before, I don't really recommend you bring your kids to this. Like I said, the ones in my theater got really bored probably about an hour and a half in, because like I said, we had these moments where we'd get an action scene, but then we'd have some character development, some little slowing it down so that we could bring the action back up, and the kids definitely got bored. They were coming and going a couple times, so maybe not the best movie to bring your kids to, not because it's inappropriate, but it's just maybe the character development parts are definitely just going over their heads, and doesn't mean it's just not connecting with them because they just find it boring. So that would be my one thing. I don't necessarily recommend bringing kids because they're probably just going to be bored with it. Bored with parts of it, that I should say, because there are still fun action scenes for them, and it doesn't get too inappropriate. I can't really think of anything that's extremely inappropriate in the first 5 minutes. We get some ladies in bikinis, but that's kind of, if you weren't prepared for that going in, you don't know the Fast and the Furious franchise very well. But yeah, overall, I enjoyed it. Like I said, I recommend it to people who are fans of action films, The Rock, Don't bring your kids. So yeah, that's all my thoughts on Hobbs and Shaw. Be sure to let me know in the comments below if you're planning on seeing the new Fast and the Furious sequel, spin-off. If you're planning to see Hobbs and Shaw. Thanks again for joining me today. Sure, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and have a good one.